My question's been answered, but I just wanted clarification and kind of smoothing out the edges of it. And my question that I came with today was, I have several businesses. One of them is sales, and I have an organization with me. And I've done very well in that business, and I've built a large organization. But something happened about a year ago where the people who I was bringing into the business were not producing. And in the past...
So let's say this how it really was.
Okay.
Something happened prior to a year ago. I stopped believing in the people I was attracting.
I wasn't aware that I did, but I must have.
Well, we started to say this earlier, and you have come to remind us that we do want to say this. There are two ways to know what your vibrational offering is. One, by the way you feel. The next, or two, by what's manifesting. So if you're not aware by the way you feel, the manifestation will show you, because nothing happens that is sideways of that. So we really want to put that to you. So you want to say, they began behaving this way, and I'm having this response to it. And we want to say, you were already having that response to it, and that's why they began behaving that way.
Right, I agree with that.
Good.
So I was clear with that. So what I decided to do was put my attention elsewhere and leave that alone, because my income is fine with or without that business.
And because you understand, you believe that you've already set the vortex in motion. We really want you to hear us when we say, when you've already done that work, and you have, unless you're doing that thing you do to slow it down, it will continue to gain momentum. The human thought, and it's because you're action oriented and we understand how you got there, your human thought is, I have to keep applying the effort in order to keep it going. Not true. You just don't apply the opposing vibration, and it will keep going. Law of attraction will keep it going. When you think a thought, that thought thinks. That's perpetual motion. You don't have to keep it going. Just don't do what you do that slows it down. And what you do that slows it down is that you get your nose in your own business because you think it is your business, even though your own business isn't your own business. So you found a way by focusing on other things to distract yourself from that.
Right, and the people that are in my organization are still producing, and I still get income from that. But I love that business. So recently I thought, well, I'd like to get back into it and bring more people on. So I shared it with an individual, and of course they kind of disappeared on me, and I immediately knew that it wasn't about them, it was about me, because my vibration hadn't cleaned up enough.
Yeah, but think about what you just said in relationship with everything that we've talked about. You took action. You went to somebody and you said something to them, and it backfired on you because you hadn't done the vibrational work first.
So my question is, my life is really good, everything is great with or without this, and I've had success. So how can I...
Wait. I want this thing that I don't want. That's what you're saying when you say, my life is good with or without it. What you're saying is, universe, give it to me or don't give it to me. It doesn't matter. And that's not true. You do want it. You do want it. And when you focus in opposition to that, you put the brakes on it. Can't you tell by the way you feel? So you said, I love this business. Did you feel how that felt when you said that? And then can you be soft enough and sensitive enough that you can feel when you say, I could live with it or without it, I don't need it? Can you feel how off that feels?
Yes.
So don't say that. Don't say that. But now you don't have to goose it up. You don't have to get yourself all animated about it. You could. And as you said, you just put your attention in other places. You know what the advantage of taking your attention off things that really matter to you is? That if you've got a habit of focusing in opposition to what you want, when you take your attention away, you stop doing that, and then it starts flowing again. So can you hear how clarifying this is being for you? Did you realize that you've been counting on action more than you thought you were? And do you realize that because you count so much on action, that you think that action is better than no action every time? And can you feel how now we're helping to clarify that action is not better than no action when it doesn't feel good, that you're working against yourself? So, as we were saying earlier, you could have 5 things that are important to you, and one of them could be going really well. Well, let's do it the other way. Let's say 4 of them are not going well, and one of them is. You could focus upon any one of the 4 that aren't going well, and the one that is would stop going well, because you're introducing resistance. Or you could focus upon the one that is going well, and the other 5 would come into alignment, because what you focus on is your gateway to your receptive mode. And it's your gateway to your receptive mode that is the plugging the toaster in. The gateway to the receptive mode is the only thing that matters, because everything else has already been taken care of. Are you with us? Everything has already been taken care of. That's why we want to call this the art of allowing. The art of me chilling out, being easy, being playful, focusing softly, being more lighthearted, focusing in a way that releases my tension, causes the engines that are going in opposition to become less active, that allows the natural momentum that my inner being is carrying to inspire me to the thoughts and words and actions that will give me the manifestations that I want.
So is it about thinking more positive aspects?
It's about caring about how you feel. Aren't you already sort of tired of this meeting? Haven't we offered enough words? Aren't you sort of ready to just get out of here and experience life as it comes to you? Aren't you convinced enough that your inner being is aware of you? And don't you sort of kind of get it that you're supposed to feel good? And aren't you ready to stop thinking so hard about it and just let the well-being that you deserve flow into your experience? Aren't you more inclined right now to be on a sort of scavenger hunt or treasure hunt, where you know the treasure's out there, there's no question about that, and you just want to be playful enough that you can stumble on the clues? That really is the way that we'd like you to feel. You know for sure the treasure's there. You know for sure you're in the vicinity. You know for sure that you're probably going to find lots of good stuff, and you're not worried about anything. And now you kind of want to stop thinking about the processes and stop worrying about what's been, and just get out there and live life and let the universe deliver to you in real time exactly what's proportionate to the balance of your energy. And isn't that the best way to know what the balance of your energy is? So over time, we've talked to you in lots of different ways. We told you that you are the creator of your own reality, and you said, oh good, and then you said, never mind, I don't like the idea very much. You began going, cancel, cancel. You tried to suck your thoughts back before law of attraction got hold of them and gave you something that you did not want. We called it the science of deliberate creation, because science meaning it's always expanding, and deliberate meaning you're doing it on purpose, and creation meaning you are the creator of your own reality. But then we noticed that as you are being the science of deliberate creator, offerers of thought, you got all tense and worried about it. And then we began to call it the art of allowing. The art of you in your body here and now, allowing yourself to be a vibrational match to the vibrational version, so that you could be in the allowing mode or the receptive mode, so that you could begin to receive the thoughts that would be the beginning and then the middle and then the ending of you turning your thoughts into things, turning your thoughts into the reality that is important to you. So that's what we want to talk with you about on any subject that is important to you. We want you to realize that you cannot stand in a strong awareness of the absence of something that you want and be in the receiving mode so that you have good timing of the things that you do want. We want you to consider, how is it that thoughts do turn to things? There are no pipelines from other universes or other galaxies trucking in resources to your planet. It's your thoughts that are turning to things. It's your mind expansion that is causing your reality to expand. So we want you to leave this gathering knowing for sure that you create your own reality, that law of attraction abounds, that it is always fair, that you can tell by the way you feel what you're doing in terms of your vibrational output, that you can feel whether you've closed the gap between you where you stand in your body and all that you've created, or whether you are in the receiving mode, so that what's in this vortex, where all of the cooperative components of all of the things that you've been asking for have been gathered, where this vortex can be received by you and translated by you into the life experience, the relationships, the material objects, all of the things that you want, because life is supposed to feel good to you. And it's a really certain thing that if you have expanded, and you have, and if your vortex is full of all kinds of experiences and circumstances and relationships and material things that you desire, and it is, that you must be able to find a way through focus and awareness of your own guidance to be a consistent vibrational match to the vibrational reality that you've already created, so that you can manifest into this physical experience those things that you intended, just as you intended to do it. You see, you didn't come here to watch others create, and you didn't come here to fix things that are broken, and you didn't come here to fix a broken world because it isn't broken. You came here for the delicious experience of life showing you what you want, of you putting it into the vortex, of non-physical shoring it up, of law of attraction gathering all of the cooperative components to it, and of you using your guidance system to find yourself in alignment so that you're in the receptive mode, so that you can get into that sweet spot of creation that you came to live, where ideas are flowing to you and where impulses are coming to you. And as you follow those good feeling, flowing, sweet, aligned impulses and thoughts, then manifestations begin showing up all around you as evidence of your ability to deliberately create. There's an important thing that we want to say, and then we'll open it to you and whatever you want to talk about. Unless you are aware of the potential gap between your thoughts and the thoughts of your inner being about the same thing. Did you hear that? Your inner being is having thoughts in the moment that you're having thoughts about any subject. And the way you feel is your indication of how in harmony your thoughts are with the thoughts of your inner being. When you see someone and their positive aspects are just so apparent to you, and you are just appreciating their clarity or their cleverness or their whatever, so you are tuned in to this love frequency that is really who you are, and you are feeling such appreciation for them, there's no gap between you and your inner being. You're exactly on the same vibrational wavelength, because that's how your inner being is feeling about them. Every now and again, Esther would say to us, because she could feel that she was on a different wavelength than her inner being about some subject or some person. And she said to us, Abraham, I think you need more information about them. You couldn't possibly feel the way you seem to feel about them if you knew what I know. In fact, I think I'd like to tell you what I know, and I think you should join me, because clearly it's the separation between us that is making me feel bad. So get real and come over here and face reality with me. And we say, we don't want you to face reality, we want you to create reality. And we're not ever coming over there with you, not ever. Get used to it. We're not ever coming over there. There's been too much evolution into the pure positive energy that we are. We're not going to join you in your pushing against. And that's such a good advantage to you, because since your inner being will never join you in your pushing against, you can always know where your inner being stands, and you always know, if you care about how you feel, how to close that gap, how to come into your power, how to come into the leverage of the energy that creates worlds, how to hook up with that energy that does create worlds, how to be the creator of your own environment, you see.